So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up Big Jim Fishing. What's going on?
Man, what an awesome video and live stream that you've done tonight, showing people how to dial in their 360. You know, some of us, we get cocky, we think we know everything, but you can always learn from someone just by watching their videos and participating in their live stream.
Exactly.
Great videos. With your permission, I would like to throw in a couple of tips.
Hey, let's go. Let's go ahead. Let's get it. All right, guys. So you have some exclusive info. We have Big Jim stepping in. All right, what you got? What you got, Big Jim?
I loved how you went to a boat ramp to dial in your 360 alignment. My boat ramps here aren't as deep as they are there on Lanier. So I always try to find a bridge, that has riprap, and I'll have like a big solid concrete pillar.
Right.
And I'll get on the calm side of it. I'll spot lock. I take a Allen wrench, and I get the boat straight up on that piling, and then I'll be like, okay, my 360 is off just a hair. So then I'll pick up the trolling motor, undo the Allen, tweak the 360 just a little bit, and get it to where it's almost perfect. And then you can go into settings and you can do the fine adjustment to align it up where it's perfect. I'm fortunate because my lakes are shallow. So, I can drop down my power poles, put up the front on spot lock, and I can pretty much stay straight. But I use bridge pilings to do my alignment, and I check it at the beginning of every fishing year.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it gets bumped or loose, when you're running down the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's tip number one.
All right, you guys heard it. That was tip number one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Tip number two, I am throwing out secrets, man. But
so listen, so Big Jim is dropping gems. All right.
I like your channel so much, man, and I want to be able to let your viewers, and a lot of these guys I've seen on other forums, so I want to make sure that they get this information as well.
Gotcha.
That's why we do this, man, is to share info.
Right.
And heck, I just have fun doing it. I mean, those of you who watch my videos, y'all know I love doing it.
Right. Yeah. But, because look, the thing is, we can't win them all. I mean, most of the time, you're not going to be winning anyway. So
I'm not as good of a fisherman as you are, dude. I'm like average. But boy, I sure look good out there doing it.
There you go. There you go.
But anyway, I'm good with my electronics. I am going to say that. So here's Big Jim's secret to getting the best views on side imaging and 360.
Okay. All right.
Because they're the same technology. The only difference is your 360 is rotating.
Gotcha.
Okay? It's the same technology. It's the same frequencies. So here's what you do. And you don't have to do this. This is what I do, and it looks beautiful.
Gotcha.
I like to run my strings hot. I've had people comment and say, Big Jim, your string's too hot. And I'll be like, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you that secret why I run it hot. But I'm going to drop the dime right here. Y'all are going to know why I run them hot. When I first get to the lake, not only do you need to dial in your Mega Live, but you also need to look at your side imaging and your 360 to make sure everything's good with, the water conditions that you have that day. So the first thing I'll do, and this can apply to both your side imaging and your 360, is I'll start with my sensitivity at 17. Crank that sucker up. With your sensitivity on 17, turn your contrast to 1. And what's going to happen is your string's just going to blow out. It's going to be hot. Then take your sensitivity and start tweaking it up. 2, 3, 4. Stop at 4 and look. When you have your sensitivity high and your contrast low, what it's going to do, it's going to reflect hard off of hard surfaces. You will not have any doubt what a rock is. or a shell bed or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But here's the secret. I've been holding it out. Your fish will be white if you use color palette 3. Use color palette 3, and your fish will look like a white tic tac.
Gotcha. All right, guys. That was what I was about to ask, what color palette you're using. So that's what I use, is color palette 3. Okay.
Yep, color palette. So take it on up to 17, 18. Drop it all the way down to 1. It's going to blow your screen out. This is on side imaging and 360.
Gotcha.
And then turn your contrast all the way down. It's going to make your screen just very bright, and then start tweaking it in, and you will notice that your fish are going to show up as white.
Wow.
And off to the side, it will show a beautiful shadow.
All right.
So there you go.
That's it, guys. Now that is some very, very helpful information, because a lot of people, they have problems finding and seeing the fish on their side imaging and the 360. And the thing that I've told you guys is taking that time, putting in time on the water. You can't substitute that for anything else. You can watch as many videos as you want, but until you get out there and you set these adjustments up yourself and get out there and get those results, that is what you have to do. So really, really appreciate that.
And think about it. You have the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most anglers do not use that screen because their picture starts to fade before it gets to the outer ring.
Right.
Excuse me. So by turning that sensitivity up and the contrast down, it's going to use that entire screen within your ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now here's for tip number 3.
Uh-oh, we got a tip number 3, guys. Uh-oh, here we go. Tip number 3.
This one, MoneyBass, is going to make you use your income tax return and go get a target lock.
Oh, come on, man. Don't do it to me.
Here you go. Everybody knows that, there's times when the wind is up and it's going to position fish on structure. So I like wind. So I get out there on the lake. I got the wind blowing in my face, 7, 8, 10 miles an hour. And I find my waypoint of my brush pile, and I go past it, and I'm upwind of it. Get upwind of that waypoint and spot lock. Okay? You get spot locked, and then you can take and look at your 360 that's up on the nose, and you got your waypoint, on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
And with a Solix, you can just touch the waypoint.
Right.
With the Helix, you got to bring it up. But get that waypoint up, and then you can select target lock, and your Mega Live is going to all of a sudden go turn all the way around and lock on that brush pile behind you. Now here's the trick. So you're up on the front of the boat, you got the whole boat behind you, and then another 50 feet before you get, or 60 feet before you get to your brush pile.
Right. Go
up to your console, pull up your 360 on your console, turn it on rear view. Get on your back deck, and then you can look over your shoulder, and you can check, just keep checking where that brush pile is, and you can fish it from the back of your boat into the wind, and your boat will never move, and you know exactly where that target is. And if they're like you have 2 units, right, on your console? Put the 360 on one and put the Mega Live on the other one, and then you'll be able to see what they're doing while you're at the back of the boat. You'll be able to see it. So there's
yes, sir. All right, there we go. There we go. And I guess that does fall in line with what I was mentioning a little earlier when I showed people how to set it up to where you can just read the 360 based on what area, whether it's the side, left side, right side, the front, or the back of the boat. So yeah, so all of that kind of ties in, guys. So that is some very, very good info. All right, so yeah, definitely appreciate that.
I tell you, there's a lot of I'm not going to say a lot. There's one channel in particular out there that beats down all of the, you know, upgrades in electronics. I'm not going to mention any names, only because I respect the guy. You know, we're similar in age.
Gotcha.
But, you know, I don't carry a flip phone anymore. You know,
Right.
I have dual computer screens right here. You know, I'm not
Yep.
operating on a VIC 20, if y'all remember what those were. I mean, I try to have the latest and greatest Apple computer, you know, because why? I can do more. I'm more
Right.
productive. And, you know, with technology, you don't have to use it, no. But dadgummit, it sure is fun when you're out there on the water and you can see a 5-pounder swimming around the top of a brush pile, and you're going to get out your MegaBass jerk bait and you're fixing to just whop him in the head with it.
Right.
I mean, that is just so much fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And here's the thing. Forward-facing sonar, 360 side imaging, all this is great tools. It's not going to make them bite your bait.
That is correct.